Let's go ahead and get started. I'm currently logged into the AWS console. I'm going to go ahead and go over to Virtual Private Cloud, and that's under the Networking and Content Delivery subsection. And you can see right now that I have 3 virtual private clouds set up right here. I'm going to go ahead and just confirm what region I'm in. I'm going to go ahead and leave it as Northern Virginia. And if I go over here to, actually if I select your VPCs, you could see that there's 3 available. Now just so that you're aware, the default max limit is 5 VPCs per zone, so just be aware of that as well. Now, as far as subnets, routing tables, internet gateways, and security groups, I already pre-configured those for the demo. So let's go ahead and create a security group. Now, for this purpose, we're going to go ahead and go back to the dashboard. I'm going to go ahead and just select the wizard. And you can see that the VPC is giving me 4 different options here. I'm going to go with the first option in this case. We're just going to create a single public-facing website in this case, so I don't need to have a significant number of private subnets in this case. We're just going to do this for testing purposes only. So I'm going to go ahead and leave the seeder block the same. I'm going to go ahead and call this AWS Demo VPC, and I'm going to go ahead and put in the region of Northern Virginia. I'm going to call this number 2, actually, because I already created number 1. The subnet, again, I'm going to leave this as a class B, so leave that the way it is. I'm going to leave the availability zone as no preference, so it'll automatically select the first available one. However, I could select whatever one I so choose. The hardware tenancy, this is something you want to leave as default in this case, but if you wanted to have a dedicated instance of the VPC, you could also do that. So it is, go ahead, it's creating the network, as you can see. Now it says it's been created. And the next thing I'm going to need to do is I'm going to have to create an instance and essentially tie that in the VPC. So let's go ahead and go to the dashboard. I'm going to go ahead and use a shortcut that I have to EC2. You could see that there's 3 running instances. So let's go ahead and kick this off. I'm going to go with the default of the image right there with Amazon Linux. As you can see, I'm using the free tier, so I'm pretty limited in my choices. And then I'm going to also go and confirm that this is the configuration I need. And one thing I did need to note is that you can see that it is open to the world. And lastly, it defaults to SSH access port 22. In this case, I want to edit that security group. I left that open just because I wanted to just give you a quick demo with this. I'm going to leave it as HTTP port 80. That way I could get to the web traffic. And you could see I could go ahead and launch it. Now, you also need to understand that you need to have a PEM file that is going to be your keys, essentially. I'm going to leave it as the key demo that I already set up for time purposes and simplicity. And let's go back and just double check that this VPC is up and running. I should have 4. As you can see, there is 4 VPCs.